Hi, thanks for tuning in. This is the story of my new guitar. It's a Warmoth custom build. It's being assembled by the Guitar Mama here in Asheville, North Carolina. It's taken a year to get this whole guitar process put together to where soon, in a couple of days or in a week, I'm going to have a top-end guitar in my hands. I'm really excited about it, and I want to put together a little video to show off both the process that went into getting to where it is and also kind of the process of deciding what parts were going to be on the guitar and what I wanted and why it is the way it is. The story, all this really starts about 17 years ago. When I was 15 years old, my father bought me this guitar here, a Fender Mexican Stratocaster. I love this guitar. I still have this guitar. I play this guitar constantly. I played it for years. And I've played it so much, really, that I've gotten pretty good. And I realized that I have gotten pretty good, and I don't have a top-end professional-grade guitar. Even though I've been in bands and I've played with people, I don't really have that really, really top-end guitar. And when I say that, I don't even mean like the $10,000 specialty guitars. I just mean, you know, a Fender American Standard level of guitar, a Gibson Les Paul level of guitar. And as much as I love my Fender Mexican and play it, you know, I had this moment where I was looking at my friends who in Asheville all have all this outdoor equipment like kayaks and mountain bikes, all of which cost, you know, somewhere between $1,500 and $4,000. There's sort of a running joke in Asheville that a lot of times the things that are strapped to the top of vehicles are more expensive than the vehicle itself. So the mountain bike is more expensive than the car that's carrying the mountain bike or the kayak or the canoe, which is pretty true. And I just realized that I play this guitar every day almost and have for years, and I don't have you know, a guitar that expensive, that top end, and I think that I'm finally at a point where I would really appreciate it and take advantage of it. And just so you can see what I mean, here's some clips of me playing guitar. I filmed these just solely for this video. They're not anything in particular. They're literally just me playing around and having fun. So I'm making all this up that I'm playing. Here you go. Here's a couple of clips so you can see what I'm talking about. So not too bad, right? So to get into the story, I realized I wanted a better guitar. I started shopping around, looking at all the big companies, and I started with Fender. I thought that I probably wanted a Fender American Standard, you know, an upgrade of the guitar that I have. And I did, you know, what most people do, and I went to Guitar Center, and I tried out a bunch of guitars, and I'm really grateful for the patience of their staff there, because I tried out a lot of guitars, and I didn't buy anything. Although in the end, I bought almost all of my equipment from Guitar Center. At least everything I could get ended up coming from Guitar Center. But I was really actually surprised because when I picked up the Fender American Standard, which I had in my head, it just felt and sounded almost exactly like the Mexican Standard that I had. And I just thought to myself, why spend all this money for almost the same guitar? So now I didn't know what to do. I had tried these guitars, realized that I actually don't like a lot of these top-end guitars. I looked at Ibanez and Jackson and these companies that make really fast necks, because that's what I wanted. I want a guitar I can play quickly on, because that's how I play. I play solo is more what I play as opposed to rhythm. So I needed a guitar that would help me do that, would give me more options than what I had. So I wanted 24 frets. And I wanted a neck that was comfortable to play, and maybe some electronic options like some cool pickups, and obviously I wanted it to look good. But that was it. I didn't think I was being very fussy about what I wanted. I didn't think I was being way outside the box. Well, it turns out it's very hard to find what I was looking for. So I shopped around. Nothing really felt right. And I finally found online that Ibanez had a Joe Satriani line, and that's not a big deal. I do like Joe Satriani a lot, but I'm kind of against like a artist signature, because I don't really feel like advertising for that artist. But his line of guitars didn't have anything silly on it to make it really clearly his guitar. It just looked like another Ibanez S series guitar, but the neck was rounded. It wasn't these flat necks that I had been seeing, and I was really excited about that. And so finally I got to Chicago, and I went to the Guitar Center there, a bigger Guitar Center, and got to try it out, and it didn't feel very good. It felt really flat in my hands. Not the neck. The neck was, more curved, more like a Fender neck, which are more curved. But it just didn't resonate well. I just wasn't excited about it. The gentleman in the guitar shop, kind of took pity on me and gave me a couple other ones to try, and I did get to play a Paul Reed Smith, another guitar maker, and one of his guitars, and it was amazing. I really loved it, but it was $3,000. So now I'm in this bind where, I can afford to spend $2,000. I can justify that, but I can't find anything that I want in the $2,000 price range. I don't really want to spend $3,000 for a Paul Reed Smith, and so I kind of go back to the drawing board. I decided to go custom. I'm going to get a custom guitar, is what's in my head now. And so I started looking around, thinking I could find someone to build me a custom guitar, and I find a guy named Ed Roman, one of the more famous guys in the country for custom guitars, and here's some pictures of his stuff. He makes amazing stuff, him and his team, including this, which is, the inlays on this would have been unbelievably hard to do, really beautiful. But all of his guitars are really expensive. $3,000 for a custom guitar. That's the simplest of the custom guitars. So I can't afford that. And then I have another idea. Why don't I upgrade the Fender that I already have? And so I came up with this design to upgrade the Fender. Now, this isn't a bad deal. This is only, $800 to upgrade this Fender. And I can put a new neck on it. I can put a neck on it that has what they call a compound radius neck, which here's a picture of that. And that's nice because it's round at the one end where it's harder to play, and it's flat at the neck end, the body end of the neck, where, I can get more access to the frets and play quickly. So this is I was really excited about this. But the more and more I planned this out, and the closer I got to actually doing this, I started to just not feel very good about it. For $800, I could buy this guitar here, an Ibanez S, which was one of the few guitars that I played that I really enjoyed. It felt good playing it. It doesn't have all the features of the really more top-end guitars, but it actually did feel good, and I would have been really happy to have this guitar. So for the same price as this guitar, I'm not going to get another guitar. I'm just going to keep the guitar I already have. And that didn't sit very well with me. Why am I not getting an extra guitar for this much money? And the other thing is I'm kind of, to some extent, destroying the guitar that I grew up playing, that I played for most of my life, that I love playing, and that didn't feel good either. So back to the drawing board. Now I'm going to build a whole custom guitar, but I'm going to have to do some of the work to keep the costs down. And so I started looking through all the custom guitars that I can find, and actually have a really hard time finding anything that I like. Only one or two guitars stand out. There's a lot of guitars that are all wood, and I don't really like that look. There's a lot of guitars that are really plain or just look like other guitars, like an Ibanez. And then there's a couple that stand out that I do like, and it sort of leads me in the right direction. And finally, I find a picture of this guitar here, and I really like it. I'm like, this is a style that I can get behind. There's something here that I really like. And I didn't like this in particular because I thought the pickguard really covered up a lot of this nice finish that I liked, and I thought the white neck really didn't match the rest of the guitar. But I liked something about the sleekness of this guitar, and so I started doing designs and came up with this. And you can see that on this, the headstock is red, and that's one of the nice things about doing a custom guitar. And I'll talk more about all the things that I did specifically on the guitar when I do a video with the guitar. But one of the things about the headstock being red is that was actually going to be a different special wood called Padauk. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And what's really neat about that is it could be unfinished. It doesn't have to have any varnish or anything like that on it. So it plays really fast and feels really natural. But it is a red color like this. And so, in my head, I was kind of justifying this and was like, oh, it's kind of like a Superman colored guitar. That's pretty cool, right? But, my girlfriend, who is really great at editing or just giving me like design perspective, just told me that didn't look right and that it didn't look like me. And so I kind of went back to the drawing board and tweaked a couple of things, came up with this design. I thought it was good. She looked at it and said, that's absolutely my style, and it is. And, I look back on it, and it was a great call. And so I was on the Warmoth website looking around at things that they could do, and I found this burst right here, which was as close as I could get. And I just, I took a chance. So after basically a year of designing, so 6 months of realizing I want a better guitar, last summer going to Guitar Center for the first time, 6 months of changing my plans where I finally decided I have to do a custom guitar, and then basically designing this custom guitar since January, I finally decided, what I want, but now I have to take the risk and order it from Warmoth. And I was scared. Like you can see in this picture of this burst, it's a little yellow in the middle. And I was really worried that this finish wasn't going to be thick enough or dark enough. And you were going to see this yellow wood in the middle. And so when I ordered it, I was really worried about this not coming out well. And so I took the chance. I knew what I wanted, and I just took the chance. And I went ahead and spent the money, a lot of money to order the body and the neck. And then it took 6 weeks for them to fabricate it. So not only have I already waited 6 months, but another 6 weeks I had to wait. I ordered all the other electronics, and I'll talk more about the parts when I actually have the guitar in my hand and I can show you. But ordered all the electronics and figured out everything I wanted, and it all came. The finish looks fine. I was really excited when I took it out of the box. I didn't do an unboxing video because I was worried that would somehow be bad luck. So I didn't actually do that, but I saw it and the finish looks good. I think it's going to look great when it comes back from the luthier, but I won't know until then. So in about 2 or 3 days, I'm going to be able to complete this video, or I'll do another video with the actual guitar itself and walk through the components. I'm going to do another video to really play a song on it and kind of show off what I can do with this guitar that has all these specific things that I wanted on a guitar that I don't have right now. So thanks for listening. That's the story of this Warmoth build and how it came to be and why it came to be. And, for you sitting at your computer, you'll probably be able just to click over and actually see the guitar itself. I still have to wait a couple of days. So I'm hoping everything's going to go great and it's going to look good, and we'll see. Thanks for listening.